Hi friends, wishing you all a very happy new year. So we'll be continuing on our topic on the tree shakeable providers. So previously we had taken a look at the root and any options in the tree shaker providers. Today we will be taking a look at the platform level providers. So when do we make use of a platform level provider? So platform level provider is a provider or service which is available at the platform level. That is, for example, at a browser tab level. So this is mainly used in case whenever we have multiple Angular elements or micro frontends in a single page in our application. So in these scenarios, we might need to share some data between these micro UIs. So this is the one of the most commonly used use cases for the platform level providers. For demonstrating the purpose of platform level providers, I have created an Angular mono repo in which I have created a standalone Angular application, and also I have created a micro application. So this will mainly be used for creating a micro frontend using Angular elements. And also I have created a library called shared. So in this I have created a service. So I have named the service as a shared service, and I have declared in the metadata that it is a platform level provider. So inside this platform level service, what I have done is I have created a behavior subject. So the main purpose of using a behavior subject is usually for maintaining a state in our application. So here I am storing the app name as a state. So we'll be able to listen to any changes which occur on this particular subject. And in our micro frontend, so I have mainly used the Angular elements. So if you see here, I have created a custom element and I have given the name as micro application. So I have already done a video previously how we can create micro frontends or web components using Angular elements. Now inside our micro frontend application, in the app component, I have injected our shared service, and basically after 1 second I am setting the app name as micro, and I am also subscribing to the app name change, and when it changes I will be displaying it in the HTML. So similarly in the standalone application also I have done the same. I have injected the shared service, and here also I will be setting the name as main for the app, and after a timeout of 7 seconds I will be setting it as main one. So this is mainly for demonstration. And also in the standalone application, actually I am loading our micro UI. So I will be taking the JS file, so which I have hosted it here using HTTP server. Now I have built both the shared library using ng build shared and the micro frontend using ng build micro. Now I have also served the main application. So now let's see the application in action. So initially the main app is shown here. The micro app name is set here, and after 7 seconds the main app changed. But you can see that even though we are using the same state for sharing the app name across the multiple applications, it's still like it shows different values for the same application. So what happened now? Let's do a memory dump here. So when we do a memory snapshot, you can see that even though we have declared the shared service as a platform level service, still it creates two instances of the shared service. So what happened here? So why did Angular create two instances of the platform level shared service? So if we look closely into our memory snapshot, you can see that here one of the shared service is injected in the our micro application, and other is injected in our main application. So why it created two instances is because the shared service was packaged as a part of a shared library. So the library was included along with the bundle for both the micro.js as well as the main.js. So because of this, Angular could not identify that it was the same service and it created two instances for them. So if you check the console, you can see that the console which we had put while creation of the platform level service, it is getting shown twice. So if you see the shared service, I had put it in the constructor of the shared service. So how can we prevent this duplication of the shared service creation? So for this, what we need to do is like we need to apply the concept of Webpack externals, which I had already explained in a previous video. So for sharing the common code, that is the shared service between the two bundles, the main and the micro.js, I have created an extra Webpack configuration where I have defined the externals and all the dependencies. Like our main aim is to share the shared library, but it has dependencies on the following packages. So we need to include them also as a external dependency. So I have created this configuration and I am using NGX Build Plus for building the application. So it allows us to add extra Webpack configurations. So the Angular CLI as such, it will not allow to modify the default Webpack configuration. So here I have given this option and I have pointed it to the configuration file. So I have done it for both the main project as well as the micro project. So here in the micro application also I have added the same configuration so that this like the shared library and its dependencies will not be included as part of the bundle. And I have also um, built the micro application again, and you can see that the size of the main JS is considerably reduced. And also I have added one more thing in the script or the main application. So inside the script, I have added the UMD files for all these dependencies so that it will be created as a separate file called Angular secondary scripts and Angular scripts. And I have started the serve process. Now if I refresh the application, you can see that the name of the micro or the application is changing in both the applications irrespective of whether it is a main or a micro app. So when we do a memory analysis also, we'll be able to see the same. So I'm clearing this. I'll take a snapshot. So you can see that there is only a single instance of the shared service, and now we'll be able to share data between multiple applications in the same browser tab. So what's the difference between this platform and the root level service? So we can change it in the shared service and see. So in case I gave it as a root, and I will rebuild our applications. I'll also serve the application. So now the main application is served, and when we run our application, you can see that again the storage has gone out of sync. This is because since we declared the service as a root provider, each of the application will create its own instance at an application level. So this is the main difference between a root provider and a platform level provider. Hope you were able to get a better picture about the platform level providers and their applications in real world scenarios. If you have any suggestions for me for future videos, please let me know in the comment section. See you soon. Thank you.